The House That Whispers by MMHorrorStories. 1. The Letter. When my Aunt Eliza died, I inherited a house I didn't know existed. The letter came by certified mail, an old-fashioned wax seal pressed onto yellowed paper. The lawyer's tone was coldly professional, but something about the phrasing unsettled me. You are the sole remaining blood of Eliza Greaves. Per her wishes, the house is to remain occupied by a family member. Under no circumstances should it be left vacant overnight. The house was in a tiny Appalachian town called Bellbrook, wedged between gray hills and forgotten roads. No cell service. The kind of place where the fog doesn't lift and the trees grow too close. I was between jobs, broke, and bored, so I packed up, thinking I'd sell it or at least clear it out. The house had other plans. 2. The Arrival. Bellbrook was nearly invisible, a scattering of sagging homes with curtains drawn tight. The townsfolk stared as I passed. No smiles, just pale faces like pressed wax. The house stood on the outskirts, just past the overgrown cemetery. It was Victorian, hulking and vine-choked, its windows like blind eyes. A broken sign hung above the porch. Greaves. The door was unlocked. Inside, the air was thick, like a room sealed too long. The wallpaper had blistered and peeled, revealing strange symbols scratched into the plaster beneath. Old portraits lined the hallway, their eyes glossy and sunken. One in particular, Eliza, watched me with such intensity one felt compelled to turn her face to the wall. In the kitchen, a note was pinned with a rusty knife. Do not let the house go silent. It will listen. It will learn. I laughed nervously. Superstition, I thought. An old woman's paranoia. That night I kept the TV on. I left the lights burning. I even read aloud from a book, just to fill the silence. Still, I heard it. Whispers, barely audible, like a breath behind the wall. 3. The whispers. At first I thought it was the wind. Old houses groan. They creak. They settle. But this was different. The whispers had cadence. Rhythm. Like a language just out of reach. On the third night they began to call my name. Softly. Repeatedly. Always from a different part of the house. Once from behind the bathroom mirror. Once from the basement door. Once from inside the wardrobe I'd kept sealed shut. Myra. My name, elongated. Tasting it. Testing it. The note's warning echoed in my mind. It will learn. I tried to leave that morning. Packed my bags and got in the car. The engine wouldn't turn over. No signal. I walked to the town, but the road changed. Twisted. I ended up right back at the cemetery. 4. The locked room. There was one door in the house that wouldn't open. Upstairs, at the end of the hall. Heavy iron hinges. No key. Every night, I heard something move behind it. Slow, dragging footsteps. Breathing. A faint knocking, as if it were asking politely to be let out. I nailed it shut. It knocked harder. I began to see things from the corner of my eye. Faces behind curtains. Figures in mirrors. Something crouched in the attic, waiting. I tried playing music, talking aloud constantly, keeping the air full of sound. It helped, until it didn't. One night I fell asleep, just for a minute. I woke to complete silence. The lights had gone out. The TV was static, and the knocking was louder than ever. Boom, boom, boom. Then a voice, clear and low, just behind the door. Let me in, Mara. You're ready now. 5. The diary. Desperate for answers, I searched the house for anything. Old journals, letters, anything. I found Eliza's diary beneath a loose floorboard. Most of it was madness. Pages of inked symbols, phrases repeated thousands of times. Silence feeds it. But near the end, her words became lucid. I made a deal. The house listens. It learns. If you keep it occupied, entertained, it sleeps. But it grows. It changes. It mimics. It feeds on presence, identity. It doesn't want you gone. It wants to be you. I dropped the book. I wasn't alone in the room. There was something standing just outside the doorway, breathing in unison with me, mimicking my posture, my breath. Then it smiled. a wide, unnatural curve I couldn't have made. 6. The mirror game. By now I was sleeping with the lights on, TV blaring, radio hissing static. I couldn't sleep in silence. That's when it really whispered. I saw myself in the mirror, but not quite. My reflection lingered when I moved, tilted its head the wrong way, and it began to mouth words silently, like it was practicing. That night I tried to shatter the mirror. It didn't break. The surface rippled. I swear it reached back. My reflection pressed its hand against the glass, and so did I, instinctively. Except its fingers were longer, and it didn't pull away. 7. Becoming. The longer I stayed, the less I felt like myself. My memories blurred. My voice changed slightly, deeper, slower. I would say things I didn't remember thinking. Sometimes I'd hear myself speaking from another room. Once, I passed a mirror and didn't see myself. Just an empty hallway, and then me walking by 5 seconds later. I tried to record myself sleeping. When I played it back, I heard another voice layered over mine, repeating, mimicking, but not matching, like it was learning how to wear me. 8. The final night. I knew I had to burn the house. I poured gasoline in every room, struck a match. It went out. Again. Nothing would light. The whispers grew louder, angrier. The locked door began to bulge and crack. Something was coming through. I screamed. I shouted. I sang. I read poetry aloud. I laughed maniacally. I did anything to keep the noise alive. And then silence. Utter silence. The house held its breath. The door exploded inward. Something stepped out. It looked just like me, but not quite. Eyes too dark. Smile too wide. "Thank you," it whispered, in my voice. "You made it so easy." 9. The escape. I don't know how I got out. I woke up in the woods, covered in mud, teeth chattering. The sun had finally risen. A family hiking found me and called the police. The house, they said, was empty, abandoned. No one had lived there in decades. But here's the thing. That wasn't me who escaped. Not really. I don't sleep. I don't eat much anymore. My reflection still moves wrong. And sometimes, just before I fall asleep, I feel the house inside me, settling, listening, learning. 10. Epilogue. If you ever find yourself in Bellbrook, don't go near the Greaves house. Don't speak your name aloud. Don't listen too closely to the walls. And whatever you do, never ever let it go silent.